moving out to the country from the city, I must say, has been a very fascinating experience. It's been a humbling experience. It's been a wonderful experience overall. Having to literally transform your mind is a process that very few people are going to go through. Again, I'm from the city, so I had a city mind. I had a way of thinking that conformed to a worldly thought process. But moving out into the country, and I just look around, and it's just totally different. And so therefore, my mind had to be transformed. And very few people are going to go through that experience. I've experienced many things out here, mostly good. But one of the most interesting experiences that I've had was, or has been, people that are destitute, impoverished, and arrogant, and haughty. I don't know how those two go together. I really don't. I really don't understand how is it that somebody can think that they can have those two minds. Now, going back to me, when I moved out into the country, I had to develop a new skill. So therefore, I had to humble myself by going up to a carpenter that was running a small crew and said, listen, I don't know anything. I had experience. However, I wanted to make sure that I was very clear in my humility. I told them that I had no skill set. I was willing to learn, and I was willing to work for free. Only if he trained me. And he took me on and gave me that opportunity. And to this day, I see him from time to time, and he's aware of what I'm doing now. And I'm pretty sure he's pretty proud of me. He's proud of me. And I, myself, I'm very thankful for the experience. Even though I got treated like crap for years working with this man, 2.5 years. You want to know degrading, you want to know being cussed out, belittled, all of this stuff for years while learning a trade. Listen, 99.99% of the people would not have gone through what I went through. Did I complain? No. I sucked it up because I knew that there was a long-term goal. And this was just a part of the process. I had to be humble. I had to, swallow my pride and humble myself. Now, flip the script. I've been in situations where I've helped people that were in situations where they were homeless, needed funds, destitute, but I've given out tens of thousands of dollars over the years and helped out countless people. But what I came to find, and this is the epidemic of the thought process, is that 99.99% of the time, the people that were destitute, homeless, down on their luck, when I attempted to help them, and I myself remember how harshly I was treated. So I didn't want to do the same thing to somebody else that I experienced, because I didn't think that was good, even though it turned out good for me. I got thick skin. Everybody ain't got thick skin. But what I've come to find is that damn near 99.999% of the time, these very same people that were destitute, homeless, whether man, woman, family, children, husband and wife, were the most arrogant people that I've ever met. It seems as though the people that are impoverished, the people that haven't accomplished anything in life, whether educationally, across the board, financially, they're destitute. I've come to find that they're some of the most entitled, arrogant people that I have ever met. And think that somebody owes them something just because they exist. And it's sad today because there's so many people that are hurting and that are struggling. But in this situation, I've transformed my mind because, before I used to be like, man, people are struggling and, people having to work 2 jobs and this is the average American today. But I've come to find personally in my own experience that upon getting on the phone and talking to people, because I engage people all the time, men, women, families, I engage people all the time. And what I come to find is the same haughty, arrogant, self-centered spirit that is gone out through society. I mean, everybody got it. This entitlement mentality to think that somebody owes them something because they exist. They don't want to work. I asked a young man, a couple one time, they sitting up and, they want to enjoy the rack of lamb and the steaks and stuff. And they want to enjoy the good, clean water and a nice wood-burning stove and a cozy environment. But I said, hey, can you go and clean out that sheep pen? Okay, click. Well, how in the hell you think you are able to enjoy all this good organic produce? Because anybody see my videos, I mean, these ain't Photoshop airbrush pictures. That's real lamb. That's real deer. That's real venison. That's real lettuce and tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers and onions and corn and string beans and kale and collard greens, and that's real stuff that I grow. And how do you think I fertilize that stuff? How do you think it's so healthy? Why? Because I had to take that sheep shit and put it in a raised bed and use it as fertilizer. That's why I don't have a bill when it comes to fertilizing. Because I purchase or because I use the resources that I have in order to grow that food. I'm telling you, boy, are they arrogant. Boy, I'm telling you, you think that you ask them to do something that is totally beneath them. Meanwhile, they're destitute, they're homeless. The best job that they can qualify for is a CNA job or a Walmart job. Now it's the work from home customer service representative job. All low slave wage jobs. You can't get by and do nothing. It's amazing how I was speaking to somebody, and they doing trucking. And I said, well, what's your plan? Well, I'm going to do this trucking, low entry level CDL, low slave wage job. Oh, I'm going to save $100,000 in 3 years, and I'm going to do this. Really? See, people are just delusional out of their mind. And this is why I say I go back to the movie Idiocracy, where you have people that are just so dumbed down and so stupid. And I talk like this, but you're degrading or you're demeaning. I'm just telling you what I see in society and what has been predicted to happen. High fructose corn syrup, aspartame, fluoride, GMO food, vaccines. This is what these people experience on a day-to-day basis. So what do you think of garbage in, garbage out? What do you think these people are going to think? How do you think these people are going to think? So what I've come to find And now, because you got to guard your heart. If there are people, because there's very few of us that are in the positions that can really offer assistance to others that are in need. And I'm a firm believer that if someone is in need, you help out in need. I remember a whole community out in Georgia was homeless, and hey, they needed funds. I sent thousands of dollars that way because they were in need at the time. But this is what's going on in society today. The same people that are in need will look at you in resentment. They'll resent you for being in a situation to be able to help them out. Again, not that you're holding anything over their head, not that you're doing any of these things. They're just resentful because they believe that what you have, they should have without the need to work for it, without the need to sacrifice for it. Everything that I have and everything that I do, I'm up now building a fence, couple of day project, pays very well, cash. But they don't see the work that goes into that process. And it's sad. And this is why, I think it's important not to harden your heart, but to recognize where people are, recognize the thought processes of men so that you can ensure that you are protecting yourself from these spirits, these attitudes of these hardy people, whether men, women, children. I'm telling you, look at the stats. People are one alternator blowout from the streets. People are living in impoverished, destitute situations. No hope for any kind of upward mobility. And they're angry, and they're resentful, and they're prideful. And I've come to find that the vast majority of people are in these situations as a direct result of their own poor choices and decisions. Their own poor choices and decisions. This is what's going on today. Got to get some gas. Boy, I tell you, it's a gas guzzler. But this is the situation that we're having today. People that are destitute, hardy, and high-minded. I don't know how in the hell that shit goes together. I really don't. I really don't understand how is it that a person can be dumb, dormant, docile, demoralized, and hardy and arrogant at the same time. I don't know how that takes place. But nonetheless, it takes place. It's here. Damn, $4.39 premium. Let me tell you something. There's only going to be a few. There's only going to be a remnant. There's only going to be a few people that's going to get it, understand it, process it, and move with fear. But you got to be humble. And a lot of people, the modern day woman is not a humble woman. Very arrogant, think that everything it should go their way. Will kick the traces at the drop of a dime at anything that doesn't go their way. It's sad. People have no enduring substance whatsoever. So we have to be mindful of what's going on so that we can position ourselves not to be used or exploited, but not to waste your time and to guard your heart. Because when you deal with these things and you invest time, energy, and effort and resources in people, you're not looking for the payout of a benefit to you. You're looking for an increase for them so that they can go on and lead a better life. Whether it's real skills or real abilities to pick themselves up. But people don't want to do that. They just want you to do for them, and they don't want to do anything for themselves. It's sad. It's sad. And this is why I say 99.999, because I can go back and I can reach back and I can say, you know what? What's this person doing? Let me, just get an update on what people are doing. Destitute, struggling, in the same situation or worse. It's sad. And they still won't change their mind. I mean, I've seen this time and time again. Reaching out to somebody last week, what's going in the worst situation, and still don't get it. Still don't get it. What do you do with those kind of people? This is why I say, in this point in time, leave them alone. But the first and second ammunition, reject. This is why I'm big on, hey, back off, leave people alone, because you ain't gonna convince them that they're on the wrong path. No, you're not gonna convince them at all. They're gonna have to hit a hard rock solid wall of reality before they get it. And the beautiful thing about this situation, with gas prices going up, food prices going up, the cost of living going up, energy going up, the cost of car, all this stuff is going up. And I tell you, let them deal with it. Let them deal with it. Don't mock them or anything, or at their demise. Let them deal with it, because a lot of people, they're just going to have to deal with this harsh reality that they've put themselves in through their own poor choices and decisions. And hopefully they wake up. If they don't, they don't. If they do, they do. But regardless of me and my house, we're going to continue to put our hands to the plow, prosper, and get things done, so that we can, so it's my responsibility to save myself from this wicked and untorn generation, and save my family, so that we not only may do well, but inherit eternal life. Listen, y'all stay blessed out there. I'm going to get out there and get it done. Listen here. Look. Reached. Damn, $100. Look at that. Damn. I don't know if y'all saw that. It's on.